Ladies and gentlemen, just got word. Joining us at this time from USA Network's summer camp, Mr. Chris Grant. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, people?
Hey. Glad that you could join us tonight. I must say, I've been watching the show, and I think it's I enjoy watching it, and you were by far my favorite character, especially after all that's transpired over the last 4 episodes.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just trying to give the people a clear vision of what I do and who I am.
Yeah, for sure. In the first episode, and they show it every once in a while, you were introduced as the class clown. Could you elaborate a little why they would call you the class clown?
Oh yeah. I was very aware of that. When I was growing up, I was very insecure with myself, and I found that laughter was what made me more secure with myself. And so when I found out I could make people laugh at what I say and what I do, and even just my facial expressions, I took that and I ran with it. I said, if I can't look good, well, hell, I'm gonna make sure I sound good. You know what I'm saying? So I just did that, and I carried it with me all the way through my life. And now I'm a teacher, and I do it with my kids all the time, and we have a great time.
For sure. We here at Mega Powers Radio, we've been following your posts on Facebook, and recently on Monday Night Raw when your show made the move to 11:05, we've seen that you were a little upset that you weren't invited to Monday Night Raw to help promote the show. Would a career in sports entertainment be something you would like to seek sometime down the line?
I mean, I've always watched wrestling. When I was a little boy, I used to watch wrestling all the time, and I stopped watching wrestling when The Rock left. And things just got weird when, John Cena came along. And I just thought, what the hell has happened to wrestling? What the hell has happened to sports entertainment? Never in my life have I heard Stone Cold or The Rock get in the ring and say, if you don't like the flavor of my cereal. I said, what the hell was that, man?
For sure. They have definitely taken that PG curve, which is a little weird. Because everybody here at the Mega Powers radio station are huge wrestling fans, and we noticed that you were posting about it. We're like, oh, well, he's got a physical education background, and he seems to be a wrestling fan. Could we see a future World Heavyweight Champion brewing on USA Network?
Hey, Chris, this is Mike Payton, by the way. Oh, go ahead, Chris, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What I was saying was, look here, man, if I ever had the chance to get up in the WWE and put in some work, listen, I could take the whole thing and turn it upside down, man. That's just the way it is. Wrestling is not what it used to be. We need that back. We need the Booker T's. We need the Farouks. We need the Stone Colds. We need the Rocks. We need those guys back. We don't have enough of that.
For sure.
Everyone's so bland these days. Yeah, you touched on a little bit that you have a physical education background now, and I know you had mentioned that you had a little bit of a self-confidence issue when you were younger. I believe your physical training helped you get to that point where you are now. Maybe you want to go in a little bit into that, how you got really into being a physical trainer. I remember I saw something you were posting once where you were like, every like that you like this picture, I'll do 5 push-ups. So it sounds like you're a really big guy into those kind of things.
Oh, yeah, I've really gotten headstrong into working out. Because when I was younger, I was really overweight. When I was about 10th grade, I was at 240 pounds. Whew. And I was 5'9", 5'10", and I was like, you know what, I really got to do something about this. So I just started playing a lot of basketball, and I really liked the physical activity. I liked doing that strenuous activity. So I just kept doing it. And when I got to college, I lost a lot of weight, but I didn't really have a lot of definition. I was like this in-shape, out-of-shape guy. I had stretch marks all around, and I had a pouch on my stomach, but I had strong legs, but I had scrawny arms, and I was just really weird looking. So I wanted to do something just to fix myself up and just become more healthy. And, I started getting into, the home fitness workout programs, the DVDs, the Insanities, and all that kind of stuff. And as soon as I started doing that stuff, I fell in love with it. And now I just can't stop. I've done almost every Beachbody program, and I run often. Whenever I get the opportunity, I go ahead and I hit the track, and I do a 1.5, 2-mile run whenever I can. But I just love to work out. And when I got the opportunity to go on this show, I thought, I work out enough. I'm going to go in here and shut it down. But as you may have seen for the last 4 weeks, I had to work a different muscle.
Oh, for sure.
Have you had a chance to do DDP yoga? We're making one last wrestling reference here.
Never heard of it, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, the wrestler Diamond Dallas Page has an excellent video yoga program. I think it's definitely something that you might be interested in.
Wait, he's doing yoga now?
Yeah.
He's selling his own yoga program. He developed it himself, and he's actually doing really successful with it. He's going all over the country promoting it, and some of the stories you hear are absolutely amazing. I mean, he's been helping Jake Roberts and Scott Hall, who normally were terribly out of shape, but they had awful alcohol problems, and he's been helping them clean up their act, get back in shape, possibly making like one last return. He helped some guy who was told he was never going to walk again in his life, and now you can see videos of that very same guy running full speed sprint down the road. So it's almost like a miracle worker what this guy's pulling off.
Wow. I'm really going to check that out.
For sure. I've been watching your show for like the past few weeks, and, you know, I seen where it all stemmed to the point where you had to step away from the physical competition part and get more into the mental tactician. In the premiere episode, you walked out and talked to Megan, and then ended up voting for her to go. What triggered your decision to kick her out?
Well, my understanding was this, right? Mm-hmm. If we have 8 guys in a room listening to one woman, you don't necessarily need all 8 ears. I'm in a position where I'm like, you know what? I trust you guys' word. Go ahead. Hear what she has to say. I'm going to go ahead and talk to this girl and see what she got to say. So I went out and I spoke to her a little bit, and when I came back, I listened to the guys' arguments, and I thought, all right, well, you know what? I trust what you say. I'm going to go with the group. But someone took advantage of that opportunity and decided to turn it on the head. And when that happened, I thought to myself, all right, so this is the kind of game we're playing. Out of the window with the physical stuff, I'm going to have to get in somebody's head now.
Oh, for sure. And it seems like these guys consistently put you up every week after every challenge. The last episode that aired Monday night after Raw, you were put up, and you weren't even involved in the challenge. And you were put up against one of the only guys you actually felt close to, Justin. What were your thoughts? What was going through your mind as you and Justin were sitting in the room waiting for the decision to be made?
So, I mean, the only thing that was going through my mind is I know they're going to get rid of Justin because, you know, I've heard Justin's story before. You know, I know about the business and the issues that he's going through back home, and I know how much it means to him. And I mean, even I felt like, oh my God, that's so horrible. I should just step down and give you the slot and just voluntarily leave. But on the same token, I'm like, man, I got bills too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I had to do the best thing I could do, which was reinforce to the women that you put me back over there, I'm a detriment to that team. Whether you like me or not, if I'm that toxic, then I can be toxic enough to help you guys win. And reinforcing that within them helped me to stay there and to keep me going long enough such that, you know, I have another week to fight it out, another week to battle it out, and another week to try and manipulate them some more. I love Justin. That's my dude and everything, you know. A big shout to @Bugle BUGOBLE. Big shout to Justin. But on the same token, I'm there to get the money too, you understand? And when I was in the room with him, you know, I felt a lot of sympathy for him. But on the same token, I'm trying to win too.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen that this entire group of guys have turned on you. And you, being an audience member and watching this, there's no reason for them to have turned on you. At the same time, you said that at the last episode that they sent the wrong 2 guys. Being in that position, which 2 guys would you have sent? In my opinion, it would have been Kyle and Justin since they were the weakest in the challenge. You, to me, should not have been put up at all since you weren't involved.
Right. I mean, had I been in Cameron's position, number one, if you're going to give someone your word and you're going to stick by it, you stick by it. When you allow other people to influence you to violate your word, then you are absolutely worthless to everyone. You lose respect on all levels. When I saw Cameron do that, I was just like, this is exactly why I avoid friendships. If it was up to, in terms of, you know, the competition, friends are friends, and that's what you do when you're home and there's no money involved. When there's money involved, you can get your throat cut really quickly. And if it were up to me, I would have said, you know what, even though you did that horrible, I gave you my word, I told you I got your back, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to put up Mike and I'm going to put up Kyle. Why would you put up Mike and Kyle? Mikey did not get to even participate in the challenge. Kyle was the second weakest link because I gave Justin my word. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to keep my man Justin on team, keep my man Justin on the squad, and I'm going to try to salvage whatever we can because we still haven't seen Mikey perform. We still haven't seen Mikey do what is exceptional above and beyond. If you ask me, Mike is in the same position as I am, but he's not getting put in that position to be banished.
For sure. And he rightfully has earned that position if you follow the show closely. Just another question to come at, nothing to do with, well, it has something to do with the summer camp show and competition. Who, in your opinion, is the best-looking female in the female camp?
I got to give it to Rachel. Because her attitude, as well as her physical attributes, give her a just all-around great personality and appearance and everything. Like she has to be the best-looking, sincerest, nicest person, female on that show. Point blank period.
For sure.
You get that? Point blank period.
Absolutely. Out of all the challenges that you guys have participated in, or at least I know you backed out of the swimming one because you worked tactics with those guys. Which one by far would be your most favorite competition so far?
I have to say the swimming would be my most favorite, even though I backed out of it, because I actually can swim and I really wanted to, but I just didn't want to put myself in a position where I would either A, show off too much and the girls would actually want to eliminate me, or B, give the guys a reason to eliminate me, which didn't work out in my favor anyway.
For sure. I mean, you go in there and you upstage all those guys, and the girls see they're like, oh, well, he's not working for us anymore, and then the guys see like, oh, well, we want to get rid of him anyway. That would have been a recipe for disaster for you. So you're definitely playing the game very smart. What would you do if you won the $250,000 prize?
Ooh, man, listen, if I won that $250,000 chunk of change, I would take a big piece of it, call up Citibank and tell them to consolidate these loans so I can break them off a fat stack because I need to get my credit up.
For sure. That's if I was in a competition like that, that's probably the first thing it would go for me. College kicked my butt.
Oh, yeah.
Just out there to our audience out there, anyone who wants to call in, ask some questions, our number is 760-512-7247. Mike Payton will screen your call, get you on here. You can ask Chris Grant some questions from USA Network's summer camp. Payton, you have any questions for him?
Yeah, I'm curious, what path actually led you to being on the reality show summer camp? What attracted you saying, hey, this is something I really want to be a part of, and you pursue it?
Well, I'll give you the story. I was at work one day on a prep period. I was on Google. I said, let's see what casting calls are on Google, I'm looking through Google, next thing you know, and I find the summer camp casting call. And I'm like, summer camp? Let's see, what's this about? You want to go to an idyllic location and ballot out for a six-figure prize? Not bad. Sounds good to me. I mean, everybody could use a little extra money. I filled it out thinking I'd be able to go up there and run and jump and sprint and just, be an all-out athlete kind of thing. And I got the phone call from the producers. They wanted me to come out to California for an interview. I interviewed with them. They loved my personality. They casted me. The next thing you know, I'm in a cabin full of a bunch of men who want me gone.
Were you ever a camper before this? Are you an outdoorsy guy? You grew up in the city, I believe, correct?
Yes. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, so I didn't really have a lot of camp experience. But when I was in 7th grade, which is when I really started to develop my confidence as a funny guy, my 7th grade English teacher, Miss Farber, she actually called me and told me that there was an opportunity for kids to go, underprivileged inner-city youth kids to go to the Britney Spears camp for the performing arts. And so I thought, free trip. Mom gets a break. I get to go away and have fun. Why not? She helped me with the essay. I got help writing like this 3-page essay, which was like extremely long because it was like 8 fonts, no double space or anything. And we get everything down. We submit it. I get a letter about 2 weeks later, and they're telling me they accept me to the camp. And that year, I went to Britney Spears camp for about 10 days, and it was the most amazing experience ever. I think I was about 13 years old. Yeah, I was about 13 years old, 12, 13 years old. I got in there. And it was beautiful. I made so many connections. I developed this confidence, and I knew I was that funny guy. I can do that. I can be that. And I just took it and made it stronger, and I ran with it. And I just loved the camp experience while I was there. I loved the nature, looking up at the stars at night and just seeing the sky light up, watching the moon over the lake, and just hanging out with a bunch of people your age with common interests in the woods, in front of your cabin, just lounging and waking up early in the morning, freezing, and then sweating by 12 o'clock. It was just an amazing experience. And going back to camp again, it was just like so nostalgic. Like all the memories came back. All the fun and games came back. I don't know if you remember last episode on this past Monday when I woke up Kyle banging on the soapbox with the cup. It just, God did that morning because I woke up before everyone. And I showered and everything, and I was just like, I feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm 14 again. So I just did the same exact things I did when I was 14 with the pranks. Picked up the soapbox, started banging on it and screaming in the middle of the morning, just waking everybody the hell up. And I had a ball doing it.
So speaking of Monday nights, the show originally aired, I believe it was on Thursday nights previously, and they swapped it to the Monday Night Raw post spot, which is always a huge showcasing spot for USA. That's where they debuted Burn Notice. That's where they had like Dr. Steve-O try to get it start. When you found out, being a former wrestling fan yourself, did this make you really gassed? Were you super excited when you found out you were going to that time slot?
At first, it didn't hit me because I'm thinking to myself, 11 o'clock? You know, my work mind is kicking in. Adult brain is kicking in. I'm like, 11 o'clock? What the hell? Nobody's going to be awake. But then someone said, dude, that's right after wrestling. I was like, oh, that's right. Wrestling comes on. And then after wrestling, everybody will still have TV on, so I'm pretty sure we can just pull all the viewers from WWE into summer camp. And, I mean, just being able to have to wait for summer camp to come on at 11 o'clock, I got to watch wrestling again. And watching wrestling just brought back a whole bunch of memories. Like, I was just like, wow, this is interesting. Where's The Rock when you need him?
Oh, he was just there.
So yeah, exactly. So, you know, I was surprised at first, but then I thought this is really going to be a great thing for us because it allows a bunch of people who wouldn't normally watch USA on any other night to just continue to keep the TV rolling and check out what happens afterwards. And we might just offshoot into like a completely different time slot and maybe even get another season and maybe even do some more things. So I think this is a great position for us to be in right now. I think we're attracting an entirely different demographic of viewers, and this is really going to catapult us into a position that we're looking forward to being in.
Great. I know you can't go too deep into too many other things you got planned for your future, but what are you hoping to see all this parlay into for you? Where are you hoping to be 5 years from now? Is this all you really aspire to do with your television career, and you're just going to stick with the teaching thing, or do you have plans maybe to want to do something else someday?
Well, let me tell you something about the teaching thing real quick. I was just talking about this earlier today, and teaching is an excellent, excellent profession. I mean, it takes a lot of guts, patience,
highly underappreciated
time and dedication. Very much so. And in New York, you get paid a decent amount of money to teach, whereas in other states, you get paid like a very menial amount. So I respect teaching, and I think teaching is a very dignified position. However, the type of person that I am, I find that I cannot stop at teaching. I have to excel. I have to go beyond that. I have to get higher than that. And with this position that I'm in now, I really want to see where it takes me. I don't look 5 years into the future. I don't like to plan too far ahead because I don't want to stress myself into something that isn't in existence yet. I live day to day, and I see what each particular circumstance can get me into for the next day. And I really live day to day. I really don't like to look too far ahead. So with this in particular, I plan on seeing what happens to me within the following month. And within the following month, I'm looking for another TV slot. I'm not going to go in detail what that's going to be. All I'm going to say is the haters really going to be mad at my next move. That's all I'm going to say.
So certainly keep Googling the name Chris Grant is what you're saying, because it's likely to be popping up again.
That's right. I don't quit. I can't stop, and I won't stop.
All right, Chris, I'm at the end of my line of questioning here, and I believe Chris Dace is at his too, but I want to give you a minute or a couple of minutes here just to say whatever else you want to say, plug anything else you want to get out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to tune in every Monday at 11:05 p.m. after Raw Eastern Time. The show is just getting started. If you hate me now, please prepare to hate me some more, because you're either going to love me or you're going to can't stand my guts. And no matter which one you pick, it makes me feel great inside because I'm going to continue to entertain you. On another note, I do stand-up comedy. Look for me in the future. I will be setting up some stand-up shows in the city around 48th Street. On my Twitter, at macaroni_Tony. That's macaroni, MACARONI_TONEY. That's the Instagram. That's the Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook at Chris Grant also. Stay tuned. Don't miss out on me. Don't sleep on me, because apparently the guys are sleeping on me and it's not working out for them.
Once again, thank you so much for joining our show on behalf of everybody here at the Dace Man Show and everybody at Mega Powers Radio. It has been a pleasure and a good time to have you here, Chris. You're welcome to stop by anytime you want. I'm pulling for you in the whole show, and I'm definitely going to tune in. Make sure everybody tunes in Monday night immediately following Raw, Summer Camp on USA Network. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Grant.
Thanks for having me, my brother. And, hey, let me tell you this one more time. If we could survive 400 years of slavery, I could survive summer camp, baby.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Grant, thank you so much for joining the show.
My man. Take care, baby.
Thanks, Chris. Good night, man.